I just finished my second coffee, and I really shouldn't have.
Yes, I do that all the time. Like, it's insane. Like I said, I'm sitting right next to mine now, and I picked it up just before we started recording, and it's empty. And I'm like, what? How did that happen?
Where did it go?
And now I can almost feel the dry mouth just building up and saying, haha, we got you again, David.
I've got...
you're not going to be able to say words.
Take that.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of everyone's favorite podcast, the Critical Arcade Podcast. I'm your co-host, Nick.
And I'm Dave.
Hello, Dave.
Hello, Nick. Are you well?
Yes, I am well. I'm always well. I mean, if we had an episode where I would say, no, I'm not well.
We just hang up instantly.
Is that? That's it. That's it. That's
just dead air. Sorry, he's unwell. Cheers.
That's the episode for the week. Bye.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Or you could segue into like Dr. Mario. If I know it's on the list somewhere.
Ooh.
I am unwell, but don't worry, I've got Dr. Mario. But anyway,
smart.
that's for later. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that. That's such a good idea.
I'm the brains. I have the
That's
smart
such a good
ideas.
idea.
No, I'm glad you're well, but
Thank
why?
you.
Why?
Isn't
are
it
you well?
weird though that Mario just has different jobs? One day he's a
know.
plumber, then he's a doctor. That salary gap is insane.
Yeah, if Mario was real, he would be in his own line of hotels. You know, he'd be flying jump jets. He would be like the A-list celebrity all the way through. Plumber, doctor, race car driver, like other
No, there
things.
There are tons.
Elephant.
Philanthropist, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly. Okay.
There are tons. I mean, it reminds me how many. Oh, geez, how many jobs have you had, Dave?
Oh, in my lifetime.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4. But
How about
one
this?
of them did take 12 years. So.
Which one has been the most unusual?
Oh well, you can't be in the restaurant industry and not say the restaurant industry. It's balmy. Yeah, it's the restaurant industry. It's insane the stories you hear to and fro at yours and other restaurants. They're just they're so insane. You almost think the person's making them up, but they're not.
I can
They're
imagine.
literally another level. And you, how many jobs you had so far?
Not as many. I think just three. I worked as a runner at a wedding venue. That's the one.
Oh, yeah.
I was in a call center fixing people's internet in Australia.
Nice.
Another one that is just it's odd. It's weird.
Yeah,
people
call
call
centers,
in
yeah.
for the weirdest requests.
Mm.
I once had a guy. I answered. I told, "Hello, welcome to unknown ISP. How can I help you today?" He just shouted. He didn't request anything. He just shouted at me.
Sorry, it's not funny because that's not good behavior.
Yes,
but the idea that somebody just phoned a number and went, and then you others there like, oh, okay,
all right, okay. Anything else, sir?
Have a nice day. But yeah, I'm not shocked. Yet again, another one of those industries. I bet I'm sure that with listeners out there that the stories call center people can tell are probably insane.
It really is. It was easily the weirdest and also my worst job. It was horrible.
Call centers can be rough. I've heard, like really rough.
But yeah. Anyway, speaking of weirdness, Dave, how about you tell us what have we got this week?
Today, which is I'm sure we were both excited about, we get to relive our childhood by playing the 1994 game Earthworm Jim.
Yes.
I think it came out on the SNES and Mega Drive at the beginning, but then went on to, I think, the Game Boy and been released on the platforms for a bit until it got taken down. But yeah, oh god, this was memory lane all the way through.
Totally. It really was. I'm Googling it now. It is. It's such... Okay, anyway, let's talk about Earthworm Jim and everything going on with that game right after this. Hello, fellow tabletop enthusiasts. If you're on the lookout for a fresh campaign idea to elevate your RPG experience, you're aiming to sharpen your DMing skills, or perhaps just curious about the origins of your beloved races, classes, and creatures, then you're in for a treat. Enter the Maniculum Podcast, your go-to source for unlocking the secrets of medieval history and using them to level up your tabletop role-playing game. Meet your hosts, Mac, a professional medievalist, and Zoe, a AAA game developer, both extremely good at tabletop role-playing games. In each episode of the Maniculum Podcast, this dynamic duo takes you on a journey through a fascinating medieval manuscript, revealing its hidden treasures and drawing connections to the vibrant world of modern TTRPGs. This podcast isn't just about history, it's about leveraging that knowledge to enhance your gaming experience. Mac and Zoe blend ancient tales with cutting-edge game design techniques to show you how to breathe life into your campaigns. Off script now, I'm definitely using them for my D&D games because it's just so good. Okay, anyway, whether you dream of recreating the noble Arthurian tales or injecting a dose of weird and wacky medieval monsters into your campaign, the Maniculum Podcast has you covered. Join them every fortnight as they unravel the mysteries of the past and guide you on how to adapt these age-old stories into captivating campaigns and thrilling adventures. Don't miss out. Tune in to the Maniculum Podcast for free on iTunes, Spotify, or your preferred podcasting app. It's time to transform your tabletop experience and bring history to life in your gaming sessions. Subscribe now and level up your RPG game with Mac and Zoe on the Maniculum Podcast. Okay, Dave, how about you kick us off for the narrative?
Okay. Well, it's one of those things. I was looking into Earthworm Jim because I like doing that. And I was thinking, who made it? Shiny Entertainment. Do you remember Shiny Entertainment at all? I know this.
No.
Oh, no, wait. You were born in 1994, weren't you?
I was born in 1993. I was a full 1 year old.
Damn. Okay. I guess this is my
chunky
my
baby boy.
My own little journey. Shiny Entertainment, when I saw the name, I was like, oh, I recognize that. I know. Shiny. I remember being a kid going, shiny, 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 because I was a weird kid. And then I realized they made MDK. Do you know MDK?
No.
You don't know MDK? Well, granted. I always say things, you don't know MDK? And you barely existed. But I'm still like, what? You weren't playing Murder, Death, Kill? The futurist... Yeah, it was...
That's what MDK stands for?
That's what MDK stands for, yeah. It was a police acronym, I believe. It was a great scientific future game where you played this leather-bound like superhero with parachutes and quirky. It was a great game, and it was a game my brother played as I watched it, because I was quite young at the time too. I was like, whoa, of course. And as soon as I read MDK, I said, of course they made Earthworm Jim, because it's also got weird little bits of humour and stuff like that. And I didn't know this. They made the game Enter the Matrix. Remember the...
but that must have been a couple of years after Earthworm Jim.
That was quite a bit late, because that was PlayStation 2 and stuff, right?
I think so, yeah.
Also quite a good game. And Shiny Entertainment was started up by a person called David Perry, who worked on games like Aladdin. Did you ever play the Aladdin game for Sega and stuff? And 7-Up's Cool Spot. Do you know that game?
No way!
Right?
I love that game.
And you can see the similarities in the games when you play them, and you say, of course it was made by the same person.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's so cool. That's great.
And Earthworm Jim actually won in 1994 the best Genesis game of the year.
Of course it did. Of course it did. This is Earthworm Jim we're talking about. I don't know. I'm glad they recognized this game when it first came out in 1994. But goodness, the impact this game had on the entire industry is it really is great, right?
Yeah, and it had some bangers releasing in that year too. We had Final Fantasy VI. That's all I can remember right now.
All the bangers!
All of them. Just Final Fantasy, I guess Tomb Raider, I think some of those games are coming out. So
yeah.
But you're not wrong. This game came out of kind of nowhere.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, everybody at one point was just kind of talking about it. Hell, it had its own cartoon. It got so
great.
Popular.
And apparently, it was the same creator that worked on the first and second game that also worked on the cartoon.
Yeah, that would make sense, because the cartoon is just more of the same. Wacky, like, story and insanity.
Perfect.
No, it is, really is. I remember watching it as a kid. But anyway, if we jump into narrative,
yes,
which... If everybody knows, or if the people of my age know, that back in the day, any platforming game and the narrative is somewhat like shallow. It's not really it's not really what you're looking for in games like this.
No.
But as for the narrative, as it is, a special suit falls from the sky, and next to this worm, and a worm crawls into it, and thus Earthworm Jim is now created. He now has legs, arms,
yes,
power suit.
Earthworm Jim.
That's his origin tale fundamentally.
It is. He even grows. He was the size of a regular earthworm, and in the suit he grew to the size of, I don't know if it's canon. I read somewhere he's 5'8".
I love someone is like measured him. Okay, no, he's just under 6 foot. Obviously, okay, he's 5'8". But and then of course the plot is there's numerous bad guys that want to get the suit because the suit is coveted. Everybody wants the Earthworm Jim suit.
Yes, and Jim, this is from what I've read, he heard Psy-Crow, who dropped the suit, talk to Queen Slug for a butt, who wants the suit. He was delivering the suit to her. About Queen Slug for a butt's twin sister, Princess What's Her Face.
What's her face? I love these nods.
It's so good. It's so 90s.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
And just the nod to the absurdity that every game is fundamentally seems to be saving a princess. So they just say this is Princess What's Her Face or What's Her Name. It's just the reward at the end. Who cares who she is? But I also, as you just pointed out, I love the idea it's Psy-Crow, Queen Slug for a butt, Evil the cat, Bob the killer goldfish, Major Mucus, and my personal favourite, Professor Monkey for a head.
Yes, because this man has a monkey for a head.
Literally a full monkey for a head.
Standing,
it's so 90s.
Standing ovation. It truly is the best.
So balmy, but delightfully balmy. Yeah,
did you? Like this. There's one you missed. Duo. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Duo. Didenum.
Oh, Duo. Yeah, Duodidinum or
Duodenum. I don't know.
I know the words you're talking about. Yeah.
Right. He was an organ of a giant alien. And then he just got bored of being an organ. So he left. Of
course. You can't just,
that's what you do when you're a bored organ.
Yeah, if you're not happy with organ life, you go out there and you find your dreams. Everyone, I've had that same talk to my pancreas. I've said if he's not happy, he may leave. It's fine.
Yeah.
But
I don't talk to my liver, though, because he's free to go whenever he wants.
Yeah, that's true. And hell, he can split himself in half and you can just grow it back, I think.
It is insane to the truest form of that word. Insane. It's insanity. Have you ever... I've not finished this game. I don't know if you finished this game.
I did finish the game, but with help. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. So you saw the ending.
I did. The ending is amazing.
I almost don't want to spoil it.
I know, same. Like, I've written it down here, and then I've written spoilers in, comment. And I want to say it, but it's also so stupidly brilliant. It cracks me up.
It's dumb, and it's perfect.
Yeah, exactly. It really is.
Do yourself the favor of just trying Earthworm Jim. Beware, it's a hard game. It's extremely hard. But also, you need to do yourself the favor and witness the ending of this game.
Yeah, you won't see it coming. I bet you nobody will see it coming. There's no way you can. Like,
No.
Oh, well, there's an obvious ending. This happens. Nah, it's great. And for one little extra point, one of the levels is called Buttville. It's just so
That's
stupid.
Buttville.
But Buttville. I just love,
I love
it's
it.
like the teenager in me was writing
Yes.
a comic and said, "Ooh,
It's
what's
not-
so cool this place?"
It's not just any level. It's the final level. It's the
Yeah, it's the
hardest
last
level
one, right?
in the
Yeah, no
entire
doubt.
game. The most intimidating level, the one that you're supposed to shudder when people talk about, is called Buttville.
Buttville. It's great. But fundamentally, narratively, that's kind of it. There's not really much more, unless you spotted something. Go
No,
on.
I didn't spot anything. No, I really like they don't tell you this, but the atmosphere and the vibe of this entire game is you're an earthworm just going on this intergalactic trek, racing against a murderous crow and all these just, I'm going to say it, cool characters
Oh yeah, no doubt. They are really cool.
to get laid by a hot princess.
Yes, I believe that's his end game, potentially, yes. You know, the way you say it, it's like that's exactly what Mario's trying to do. Just trying to get laid. Where's
Oh,
Peach?
come on.
Come on.
She baked a cake for me. You know what that means.
Yeah, that's, it's Netflix and chill, right? It's cake, Netflix, chill. Come on, Mr.
I've got my overnight bag in my hat. I need
right.
to save Peach.
Oh, shame, yeah. But yeah, I guess that could possibly be Earthworm Jim's end game. He wants to
I believe it is. I believe it is.
What's-her-face.
What they made, the atmosphere, just the entire package of this game. It's so narratively there's not much, but when you start talking about the levels, the names,
Yeah, there's a lot
the characters, the bad guys, just the stuff that they made to build the narrative of this game, I can't fault it. I just wish there was a story, because they did the 90s thing where the story's in the manual.
Ah, yes, I remember that. Yeah, that'd bring a lot more context without it. You're like, oh, okay, Earthworm. But with the manual and explaining your friend and the bad guys, that little friend dog thing that transforms into something. Yeah, that's true. I remember games doing that.
It's even in the manual they said an earthworm crawled in the spacesuit because he was hiding from crows.
Yes, makes sense.
Right? The very first seconds of the game, in the very first second, there's a crow above you that you shoot.
That's correct, yeah.
That could essentially be the crow that was hunting
the one
earthworm.
that was, yeah, I got you. That's true. He's on screen straight away. Yeah,
it's a very tiny thing, but that checks out, right?
Yeah. Oh, don't get me started in the visual. The visuals in this game have those things all over the place.
Oh man,
which is super smart. It is super smart visual design.
Incredible what the developers were able to accomplish with these levels by just being smart.
Yeah, I loved it, and it's smart, but with jokey quirkiness and just fun. It's like Evil the Cat, just like you say, Evil the Cat, which is a great name.
It's so
As
good.
you're fighting that boss fight, you noticed he had 9 lives.
Yes,
right. You had to kill him 9 times,
yes.
and it's got numbers on his ghosts. Because, that's clever. Cats have 9 lives if people don't know that. And I was thinking, I remember killing them thinking, God, 5, how many are there? And then I thought, wait a minute, it's going to be 9.
He's
Cats
a cat.
have 9 lives, right? No, it's so clever. Go on, yeah.
No, I just wanted to comment on the levels, right? All the levels you move past. We were talking about Evil the Cat. His level is called What the Heck?
Yes, that's right.
And the entire level, it seems like, is in hell.
Yes,
in the background.
That's right.
You can see Evil the Cat headbanging in the background, and you're
he's on the hill. Yeah.
traversing through hell, making your way to Evil the Cat. It's not very deep, but it's done well.
Yes, it's those little things though. It's what I saw them all over. It's particularly in this regard, the use of his head. When he's an earthworm and he has a worm type head. I completely forgot you could helicopter with it. You know, when he whips his head out and spins it round his head, and then you slowly fall to the ground.
Yes.
It's those things. And there was a part where he transverses across a wire or a rope, and you'd normally use both your hands.
Yeah, but no, one's holding a gun.
Yeah, you use his head grabs one, his other arm the other, and the other one's pointing the gun, which is again really clever.
Yeah,
little design.
When he's just hanging on the ledge, he's not hanging with his one hand.
Yeah,
he tied his head to a knot.
Yeah, I know, that's what I mean. It's so cool that visually they didn't think, well, it's a super suit, so we could just add super suit abilities, right? We could just make a grappling hook or this. But they actually utilize the fact that he's a worm into his moving around. And I loved the bit where there's a water level where you have to hang yourself above the ceiling to get past these bad guys. and so he hangs himself with his head, and then with his other arm pulls his arse up into the air. Just so, which is, again, brilliant little character model and concept. It's so goofy and so silly, but I loved it.
The art style is timeless. 30 years from now, I'll be playing Earthworm Jim, and I'll think, damn, this looks nice. I like this.
I agree.
It's so incredibly charming.
Yeah, and like you said, for myself, it's the nostalgia of the cartoons that came out in that era too, like Ren and Stimpy and Rocko's Modern Life. It's the same. It's that same era that you get in this game that just makes you smile and just go, "Whoa, I may be grown up, but Earthworm Jim's amazing."
It really
everybody
is.
else, Master Chief, yeah, you're good. Earthworm Jim still makes me smile more because he's such a great character, and
he is.
One thing, I don't know if you noticed this or if you remember, back in the day with SNES games and Mega Drive games and the like, is that there were standing animations.
Oh, I forgot about standing animations.
Right?
Yes,
it was always
the standing animations. Jim had, how many did he have? 4 or 5?
Like 7.
Oh.
He had 7. I wrote down a few of them. He tries singing.
Yes.
He swirls his gun like, as you would if you had a gun. He flexes his muscles. He accidentally shoots himself in the head. He starts skipping with his worm-like head, like a little girl in the playground.
Oh, man.
I didn't get all of them. I know there's one where he accidentally pants himself as well, I believe.
There's
those things. I forgot about those things.
Yes, there's another one.
Yeah.
There's another one where he puts on, what are those glasses called that have got the mustache and the nose?
Oh, I know what you mean. Yes,
exactly. Those disguise
glasses.
Glasses thing. He puts on one of those, looks at the camera, puts it back. You're right.
I love those things.
A ton of them.
I love those things. I loved as a kid coming back thinking that my character was genuinely like alive and he was waiting for me. I remember there was one game, I don't know what it was. There was a guy, they used to look at their watch and then tap their foot as if
That's Sonic.
Come on.
That's Sonic.
That's Sonic. Like,
yes.
Come on, we're playing a game here. Hurry up from the toilet break.
Exactly, and of course it's Sonic. Of course, Sonic of all characters is impatient.
Exactly.
He needs to go. He's the fastest thing alive.
Yeah. And it's those things, and this game is full of those things. Even little things, like I noticed when you kill bad guys, when they explode, they're always a sum of their parts. So if you kill a bird, he explodes into feathers. If you kill the dog, he explodes into gristle and bones.
Flesh or whatever.
And if you kill robots, it's cogs. It's a clever little bit to do instead of just the explosion animation, like the little poof or something like that.
Makes me think about the character designs throughout this entire game. Of course, the best character design, of course, it's Earthworm Jim. He stands out above the rest. It's an earthworm in a super alien space suit.
Yeah.
But all the other character designs are just as good.
My favorite, because I didn't see it coming, was Monkey for a Head. And in my mind, for some reason, and this is what Earthworm Jim does very well, I figured it was going to be the human part of the body standing and had a monkey for a head. But it's actually the other way round. The monkey's on all fours, and your human body part is on top of him. So the monkey's crawling around and the human part is on top of his head. Which it's such a kooky way of doing it.
It is.
Because you'd expect the human part to be in control, but it's not.
Yes, it subverts your expectations by just the way it looks.
Yeah,
it's good. It's so
clever.
Smart. It's so smart. I also like duodenum.
Yeah,
Duodenum. I don't know how to say that. He's just there for a fight, but he attacks by shooting you with stomach acid.
Yes, that's right.
And he just looks like an organ. It's so simple, and I love it.
It's one of those visual treats where you can't wait to get to the next bit because they're all different. It's not one of those. It looks the same. Like like Metroid, you got one area, and the next area is now green with all the doors in, but it's green. This place out of nowhere had me riding a hamster underwater in what looked, I only realised later, is one of those hamster playground things. You know, if you had a hamster, you could get all those tunnels and balls and stuff. We were in a hamster toy. But a hamster underwater is just insane.
I did not realise that. That just blew my mind.
Yeah, but it's a lot of fun. This game, everything about it is just fun. It's not taking itself seriously. Yeah.
The main design ethos they went with. The game needs to look fun, sound fun, and most importantly, play fun. It needs to be fun. Did you see? I don't know if you found this. I didn't find this on my first playthrough. I had to go check online. There's a secret level on level 5.
Oh, I did not know that. No.
Funny enough, level 5 is the lab level with a professor. That's right. And it's the 6th level of the game.
Yes, that's true. So
it's called level 5. There's a secret level called Who Turned Out the Lights? You find one of those secret teleporters, and they take you to a part of the level that is pitch dark. It's pitch black. The entire level is in pitch black darkness. And you need to make it through. You need to make your way through 5 doors to the end of the level.
In pitch darkness.
Yeah. They've only got a couple of spotlights here and there. But
okay.
You are a pair of earthworm eyes in the darkness.
Yeah, I can see. I knew that was coming, yeah.
Yeah, and you need to fight enemy eyes in the darkness that are red.
Oh, damn, that's not easy.
No, and in the final level, the boss is just a humongous pair of red eyes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it comes out of nowhere in the darkness.
Damn. See, like I said, it's already getting my hairs on end for being too scary. But no, that's cool. Just a big angry set of eyes. So you never actually know what you're shooting at?
No, you never find out. And it takes up half the screen, the eyes.
Oh, damn. That sounds...
Well, okay, a quarter of the screen.
Okay, yeah. Half the screen would be a bit of a push. No, again, like I said, fun visual decision.
Exactly.
Just having floating eyes.
How smart is that? To make a visual level in pitch darkness, but it's still fun to play and traverse.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
No, I agree. Anything else visual, or do we get to go into your repertoire for audio fun?
Let's do audio, because I knew this game. I knew the audio for this game was good.
Yeah, I had memories that it was good. I didn't know it was this good.
No, it is. Just a question: did you play the SNES version, or did you play the special edition?
I played the SNES version.
Oh,
what did I miss?
Oh no.
What was the special edition on? Like the Mega Drive, or it was
it was Sega CD.
Oh, Sega CD. Okay, yeah.
But they re-released it for PC.
Yeah, I know. That's right. It got released on platforms and stuff as well.
So the special edition redid the entire soundtrack.
Okay. Get me saying, maybe I did play this one.
Oh, okay.
Are you going to mention the second level and the song that gets played during it?
In What the Heck?
Is that the name of... Yeah, you remember the name levels. The second level on the... I have a feeling it's the Homer... not Homer. The Hell Space level.
Yes, that's What the Heck. That's the Hell Space level. When you fight Evil the Cat. Yes, the soundtrack over there. I don't...
Yeah. Did you not... Like, I'm not...
What are you talking about? What do you want to raise?
I'm not a sound person, but did you hear the song it plays in the first few seconds of that level?
Yes,
And then
of course,
later on,
yes.
what was it?
The song.
Yes!
Okay, so it started, I don't know the name, it started with a classical song, and then
Yes, it
you
did.
can hear the record
I love
stop.
the record skip bits are fantastic, by the way.
It really
I
is.
love that.
And then you've got the smooth jazz.
Yeah, that's right.
But
that's right.
laid out with intermittent people being tortured and screaming.
Yeah, right. It took me time to realize like that's actually hell. I was looking for bad guys. Like, is someone killing bad guys somewhere? But then I realized it's just the screams of hell, right?
Yes, you're just in hell. People
Okay.
are being tortured.
I always do this, and because you've got such a music background, I think you know all music. So I always I throw you into this deep end like you know everything about music and classical, modern, contemporary.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of a composer called Mussorgsky? I may be saying that wrong.
You are Mazurksky.
Thank you. Have you heard of him then?
Of course I've heard of Mazurksky.
Have you heard of Night on Bald Mountain?
Night on...
Oh, I bet you've heard it. You've heard it.
Yes,
If I've heard of it
I have.
before,
That does sound extremely familiar.
that's the song they play in the first, 30 seconds of that level.
Really?
Yeah. Like I said, I can't... You'll have to go and listen again. Because I recognize that song. So it has to be amazing.
Well, I'm Googling it now. No way.
It really is. I was super shocked. I was like, what?
Wait a minute. And I'm Googling it now, and I'm getting pictures of Disney's Fantasia.
It could have been in that as well.
Well,
Yeah,
well,
maybe
okay,
that's
so
what
this song used in Earthworm Jim was also in Disney's Fantasia?
It's the one that goes... Duh, duh, duh.
Yes.
Yeah, great. I'm not going to be able to replicate it with my...
It's fine. I'm also not going to add it because copyright.
That's very true. But it's
Whoa!
brilliant. I was like, whoa, am I being hit with classical music whilst playing Earthworm Jim?
No. Yeah, I mean, yes. Earthworm Jim has got... I don't know. People are... I'm not going to say this game is underappreciated because it's definitely not.
Yeah, that's true,
But...
that's true.
Goodness, this is a tiny rabbit hole we've got here.
Yeah,
so,
no doubt, I really.
So,
yeah,
Morris Mazurksky's Night on Bald Mountain, that was also played in Disney's Fantasia from, what's that at this point, 70 years ago?
Yeah, it has to be pretty. It's proper old, isn't it? Yeah, that's no doubt.
It's
Yeah,
also played in Hell in Earthworm Jim by Evil the Cat.
Yep. It's mental. I was like, I literally stopped playing, had to search which song this was because it was such an earworm, and then I was like, whoa. Again, you can see people love doing audio. They love doing it for this
Shiny
game.
Entertainment. Hats off. Hats off, Shiny Entertainment. Really. Yeah, and
anyway,
not just Night on Bald Mountain. Thank you for bringing this up. This is incredible. But all the other soundtracks for this game. I don't know if you heard it because you did not play the special edition, but they remade all the music for this game. So it doesn't sound 32-bit or 16-bit. I'm not sure how much the SNES had.
Yeah, not aware.
They sounded like songs. MIDI songs, of course, but real songs.
That's cool. These are songs... like I said, I sometimes do this segment of audio because I know you know it so well, so I try to listen to see if I could add anything to the conversation. And did you notice? I think this was genius, by the way. So I don't mean I keep interrupting you. There's a level where you're kind of inside an intestine. I don't know what's wrong.
Yes, intestinal distress.
Of course, great name. Did you hear that the heartbeat was used as a metronome?
No.
It was you kept hearing bum 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 bum, and it was played throughout the entire level. Other music was played over the top of it, but a heartbeat was being played as the metronome for the song.
Oh, that's so great! I don't know why I didn't catch on to this, but you're right. That's perfect. Earthworm Jim,
super cool, and it's one of those it's the heartbeat from inside the chest, so it's muffled and kind of more ominous that way. When you can almost, it almost feels like, I'm guessing the premise is that the heart was above you whilst you were inside this body, so you could literally hear you're inside a human or a species of some sort that's alive. That was a great piece of musical.
I just want to raise this to our listeners. This might sound basic, but firstly, this was done almost 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And also, these are on a level-to-level basis. It's not like this was done throughout the game because it's smart. No, this was done for a single level.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. The same thing with What the Heck in Hell. That was for a single level. And then once you're done with that level, you're done. Now you're on to another soundtrack or another bit of gameplay. It just switches it up and it doesn't stick with the things it's made, but in a good or smart way. It Takes Two did the same. They did the same thing for It Takes Two. Once you get used to a bit of gameplay or music, they change it.
Yeah, no, and like I said, it adds to that excitement of going to the next level, right? Or going to the next
100%. It
adds. It's and I just loved there were little things, nuances. Did you say when you shot your gun onto certain surfaces? Yeah. There was a metallic sound when you shot the bins. There was a wood sound.
Sounded like it ricocheted off of some stuff.
Yeah, no, it's those little things which actually take time, but it's all in there. They actually took the time for Earthworm Jim. It's just really bizarre. But and I loved, like you pointed out, that the LP or the record skip when it even did that to denote change when you went to a bad guy or something as well. Like it would be playing the jazz and then you would hear that. Is that the record skip type noise? You know the.
I don't know.
Okay, yeah, granted, I'm talking records. It's probably before both our ages. I loved they used to be able to change the tone of the music with a nice little segue. Is all it was.
Yes, definitely. I'd really like to share with you the redone soundtrack for the special edition.
Oh, yeah.
I only know this because I got this game from my dad, 20 years ago at this point. It was probably one of the first games I ever played, and he just grabbed it off the shelf on a whim. A snap decision from my dad, who most likely got me into gaming. So we can all thank him for this podcast.
Yeah, exactly. He founded it all fundamentally.
Yeah, it's such a special game for me. He unfortunately passed away just before COVID. And playing this game is a really special experience. Sorry, this is just a roundabout way of saying I had the CD release, and on the CD was all the tracks in MP3 format. I just put them on my computer and listened to the music while I was studying.
I remember that. You couldn't you?
Yes.
You could put the game disc inside the drive and then play it with a audio player.
Exactly, and then
I
don't know
that. You could, yeah.
I think I used Windows Media Player.
Yeah, I think we all did.
Rip the MP3s from the CD and put it on my computer.
Yeah.
Such a different time, but wow,
yeah, it really was
special, really special. I just remembered. There's a way that you can check whether you had the special edition. After What the Heck, do you remember what level you played?
Oh God, no. They just all blur it in for me. I don't.
There's a level called Big Brutey where you're on a dilapidated planet on wooden scaffolding or ramparts, and you're shooting flies.
No, okay, yeah, that didn't happen to me.
And you're running away from a big red dinosaur.
Oh no, that didn't happen to me at all.
I'm afraid, yeah. That's an additional level the developers made for the special edition.
Okay.
It wasn't included in the original release. This did the same thing as Intestinal Distress, where it didn't have a soundtrack really, it had ambience.
Okay, yeah.
So all you could hear in the background was swamp noises,
I thought it was
big scary birds cawing in the background, flies flying around. The ambience was done so well, you desperately wanted to get off of this planet. And after you read the backstory, you really want to get off of this planet. And I think I don't know how they did this, but it's so incredibly smart that they made, for this essentially comedic game, made 2 levels that made my skin crawl, that it really made me disturbed.
Yeah,
The
well,
one was Big Brutey, and the other one was Intestinal Distress.
Yeah, no, that it's weird to say from games because we're older gamers than most now, and it's sad to think lots of younger gamers won't play these games. But it's weird to say now that these games could give you heart palpitations or that stress level of getting out of there and stuff like that. Because you play everything we play now, it's amped up to 10, be it Elden Ring or Silent Hill or Dead Space. These games were still stressful, scary, and like tense at
very
parts.
tense.
And Earthworm Jim does that too.
Because it's hard. Because this game is hard. I forgot how hard this game was. I was playing, and I thought, geez, did I play this 20 years ago? This game is hard.
I was playing it thinking to myself, you know, we all play Dark Souls, and it's all been touted as hard and stuff like that. And I think to myself, have we just been making games easy for like 25 years?
Yes.
And then one game got a little harder, and we said, oh, well, I can boast I've beaten all the Dark Souls because they're super hard. I'm like, mate, that's no boast. Try Earthworm Jim with like no continues. Try Mega Man or Metal Slug or try playing those games and then
try
tell
older
me
games.
Yeah, they are so hard. This game.
Okay, what I've got in my notes here is the platforming was such fun and such a challenge that people of all ages could play this game. All ages. When you're young, you could have fun on the first couple of levels. It's challenging, it's charming, it's fun, you're having a good time, but you're still fighting and shooting and jumping. But when you get older and you need to do the submarine challenge thing.
Yeah, that's right, the submarine one.
Jeez.
Hell, I even had trouble just trying to grapple those little hooks like for the second time or third time. You know, you grapple to one, it swings you across, you got to time it right to hit the second one.
Yeah.
And I'd time that wrong and fall down and fundamentally just die because I'd fallen into spikes or a bad guy again.
There are a lot of things that just one wrong move, no matter if you've got full health, one wrong move, and you're dead, you're gone instantly.
Dead. No, it's crazy. It is crazy difficult. And you only get, 3 continues? You can unlock a few more. And I'll give this game, it does have little savey checkpoints, which actually shocked me, because I thought, whoa, this had... because I remember the Lion King game and the Aladdin games and stuff like that. They didn't have checkpoints. And I thought, oh, well, that's cool. I didn't know platformers even had these little checkpoint things. I thought that was a new thing. But those checkpoints were great, but didn't help me half the time. I still just kept dying. This game's hard.
This game really is hard. I'm astounded. I only made it to the last level with help through some save states.
Yes, I'm much the same. Yeah, I could not complete this game. I don't care. I'd have to be here for months. I was not going to be completing this game.
Same. I got to the last level. I somehow managed to make it through the spiky caves.
Yeah, that's right.
But no matter how hard I tried, I could not beat the last level. I could not make it to Queen Slug for a butt.
I can't even picture what the last bad guy was. What was it?
It was Queen Slug for a butt.
What did she do? Attack-wise?
She okay, because the entire level is her slug butt.
Yeah.
But by the end, when you get to her, she can't move because she's stuck to her slug for a butt.
That makes sense entirely. Yes.
So you're on this floating platform, and she's throwing
right. I remember it now. Yes, I can remember the floating platform bit. Yes. You're going round and round, aren't you? Yes, I remember.
When the level starts, you get 1,000 bullets. And by the time you get to the end of the level, you've got 200 left. And to defeat Queen Slug for a butt, you need to pound what seems like 3,000 bullets into her just to defeat her. I don't know how you do this.
That it's got like that Resident Evil survival mechanic where you have to be careful with your bullets, because you do get like 2,000, but a burst of them is like 90 to 100.
Yes, yes.
And it's weird to think that you have to do ammo management in a game like this, but you do, because the head whip thing does work, but it's not great, and it gets you very close to the bad guy that's just going to kill you afterwards.
Yeah, you
No,
get
it's-
probably 2 head whips in 3 seconds,
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
which
exactly.
isn't a lot.
No,
It's-
this game's hard.
This game is hard. I'm sorry.
It's
I could not.
crazy.
If anyone beat Earthworm Jim without save states, you just have all of my respect.
Yes, we take our hats off to you.
Yes. But that doesn't, just because it's challenging doesn't mean that I did not have just tons of fun playing this game, just shooting thousands of bullets, whipping disgusting enemies around. That's a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot of fun. And just the gameplay, again, we've said it in the past, in the last few segments, is that it was so exciting to load a next area.
Yes.
Because it wasn't just generic. Like that one part where in between levels you have the race against Psy-Crow on a rocket, which...
Oh, yes.
Those were hard.
Yes,
The
they were.
first
They
one,
got
I kicked his
increasingly hard.
ass. The third one or something, I made one mistake.
Yep.
And I lost.
Yeah.
What? Jeez! I was like, come on, look, those were hard. Those were fun little loading bits. I kind of liked those. And then all of a sudden, I'm bungee jumping against a piece of snot, and I'm like, what?
It's so. I've got them written down here. That you're right. The levels were so different each time.
Yeah, right. It was a completely different bag of fish.
Yeah, there are levels you have to make it to the end. Like
Yes,
most
normal
platformers, just
platforming.
go
Yeah,
from
yeah.
left to right. But then there are levels where you have to, here we go, avoid and use an unkillable dinosaur. That's the one in the special edition.
That's the one you did. Yeah.
Race a crow through space and avoid asteroids.
Yeah. Perfectly
Yeah,
normal in platforming affairs.
Right.
Yeah, go on.
Another one, I think most people's demise, operate a dumb submarine through caves underwater.
Yeah, that submarine was hard. There's no doubt.
The one you were talking about, fight a snot monster while bungee diving.
That level was great because I was doing it and it took me like 6 minutes to realize what the hell are we doing. I just went down and up and down and up, and I'm thinking
So good.
I
So
could
good.
smack him, but nothing's happening. And then later
No.
on I realized
I even
it's
like
good.
that your chords on left and right were both of your health bars.
Yeah, right. No, exactly. That was cool.
So good.
And it's just this long bit of snot that you're fighting against. It's so dumb.
There's another one. You need to shoot hundreds of brains while locked in a moving cage.
Oh yes, that's right.
The cage moves for you, and then you need to shoot brains that's being shot at you.
And by the way, ladies and gents, the aiming in this game isn't the easiest.
No. Oh, no.
You got diagonal, up, down, left, right, and stuff like that. The aiming was a bit problematic, at least for me.
I'm just glad they gave you thousands of bullets you can shoot.
Yeah, you need it.
Dozens in a second.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. There's another one. You need to navigate a dog through an alien world,
Yes.
or he'll turn into a monster and kill you.
Yes, that reminded me of the cartoons. When as soon as I saw that dog, I was like, wait a minute, I know you. And it was in the cartoons too. As soon as he got hurt a tiny bit, even like if he got a paper cut,
Yeah.
he'd Hulk out into that horrible monstrosity of muscle and
Wow.
drawl and stuff.
It's
And
so
yeah,
cool.
that was cool. That was a cool bit.
I never
like it.
watched the cartoon, so that's all new. It's so great. It's insane the way they keep mixing up the gameplay.
Yeah, entirely. Yeah.
Besides for the moment to moment platforming,
Mm.
and that this game was released 30 years ago. I was 1, and all of this got released as a game.
Yeah,
This would
it's
have
crazy.
blown
You
my
were
mind in '94.
Oh, and don't forget the best part. You get to launch a cow from a seesaw.
Oh,
You don't get to do that in many games, do you?
It's the first thing you do in this
I
game.
know. There's a cow on a seesaw, and anybody who sees that scenario is just going to jump on the other side of the seesaw,
I
right?
can't believe I forgot that. My favorite part is that the game feels the need to tell you to drop a title that says cow launched.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you,
It's
game.
So dumb. It's
Thank you,
so
game.
dumb.
Cow launched. High fives all around.
Yeah.
Applause, applause. Cow launched.
No, it's a great bit. It's a great bit. It's one of the
It
bits.
really is.
I haven't played this game for 20 so years, but it's one of the bits I've always remembered about the game. You
Yes,
get to
I think
launch a
most
cow.
people do.
Yeah, exactly. Who
Cow
doesn't want to
launched.
launch a cow? It was just great. It was a great mechanic. Oh, and a little side note. Do you know the voice of Earthworm Jim is the same person that does Homer in The Simpsons? Sorry,
Yes,
I
I
forgot to
did
mention
read that.
that. That's
Do
cool.
you know the actor's name?
Oh, I should, but no. All I ever remember out of that is Nancy Cartwright does Bart. Who was it? Is it Dan? Daniel?
You're right. It's Dan.
Begins with C. Is Castellan.
Yes, it does.
I can't remember his surname. I know it's kind of a long surname.
Yeah, but you probably just read his name a ton of times.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Dan Castellaneta.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, I would
the voice of Homer and a ton of other
of course.
Recognizable people. Dan Castellaneta did the voice for Earthworm Jim in the cartoon. That's high. That's reaching heights. That's up there.
It is. It's really right. I liked there were these little sound bites when Earthworm Jim was jumping in and he goes yippee, which I'm pretty sure was Dan too, because it had that weird little a Homer-esque accent to it. I might be wrong, but I just thought that was him too. But I swear I could hear Homer in his voice. Most likely,
it would be cool.
But yeah, the gameplay and everything in this thing, it mixes it up so much. It's rare that you think to yourself, I can't wait for what level's next. Because of the mechanics, everything.
Totally.
Even in Mario games, you come to the level, you go, oh, water level. And you go, oh, everything's giant level. Oh, this is a ship, you got to jump over all the smiling bullets, what are those things called? Banzai bills
bullet
or whatever,
bills.
right? Yeah, bullet bills.
Even in Mario games, there was a certain level of familiarity.
Yeah,
you still know your Mario. You can hit bricks with your head to get a 1-up and jump on Goombas to get to the end.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a certain level of familiarity. That's exactly why they made Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
Yes, I agree. So they can mix up the formula a bit.
Earthworm Jim is so unpredictable up to the very end.
No, I agree entirely. Completely just a wild ride.
As you said, that's exactly why you can't wait to get to the next level, because you honestly have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah, which is rare nowadays. But no, it is.
Unfortunately.
It's really, like I said, you often wonder, do these games age well? And this one really does. You know, it really does. It's not, the graphics are good, the gameplay's good, the sound is good. It's a good game. It's weird to say of a company called Shiny, which they don't really do much anymore. They were absorbed by another company, I think. Supposedly, there's a new Earthworm Jim maybe on the horizon somewhere.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, they announced that they might be doing Earthworm Jim 4, I think it is.
Oh, wow.
And then it kind of just no longer got talked about. But it is a favorite IP of a lot of people, so it's still possibly coming out.
I think if they keep the wackiness, if they keep it 2D platformer,
I agree,
and just put a lot of heart into it, Earthworm Jim 4 could be a success. I just don't want them to try and turn it into a low-budget cash grab for the IP.
Yes, that would be the worst. It's another one of our childhood memories just squeezed dry.
Like a lot of people, this game is so near and dear to our hearts.
Yes,
it would be scummy just to turn this into a cash grab.
It really would. But they're not going to. They're going to get the flavor. They're going to do it right. They're
of course, yes. They are going to. That's it for gameplay on my end. This game is such a treat.
What did you think? Any performance issues then, your side?
I know this game came out on the SNES, but I remember that I had the CD version, and that is the version I wanted to play.
Yeah, well, understandably.
It's impossible for me to locate that CD right now.
Yeah,
it's inside a box that I've been forgotten for decades. So I tried to find a version online. I think I must have gone through 3 or 4 different versions before I came one that worked fully.
Oh yes, I know what you mean.
This game might have run well back in the day, but now on modern machines, it's an absolute pain to try and get it to run on modern machines, to run well, because this is on Steam, but a lot of people complain that it's a really bad port.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Right?
Oh, jeez, because that couldn't have been that hard to port, really.
No.
Oh, that's a shame. I didn't know that. Yeah, I wrote down that on Steam it's $20, which is kind of a lot.
Kind of, yeah. But, I mean, if it was done well, I would have been fine with it. But no, it's not even done well.
Oh, that's a shame. I didn't know that. That's a shame. Again, I don't know if that's laziness. I, of course, don't know how to port a game to other systems and stuff like that. But I don't understand why do something and then do it crap and then just have all the people who loved the game go, well, cheers for ruining this as a port.
Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you for that, yeah. Oh, no, that's a shame. I didn't know that. But I did know you can get them on Steam. You can also buy the Earthworm Jim collection on Steam somewhere, I believe.
Yeah, which has the sequel and Earthworm Jim
3D. Right, yeah.
Well, apparently that's a stinker.
Oh, that's a shame. So the Steam port is really bad. So performance-wise, that's a negative. Because I didn't find...
Yeah, but, I mean, back in the day, when this first released on the Genesis and the SNES, this must have just pushed the boundaries, right?
I would have thought
or at least must have been at the forefront of boundary pushing.
Yeah, it certainly pushed the hardware to where it needed to go. Because I'm trying to think of other games like that. We had a... Did you ever play Comic Book Zone or something like that?
Comic Zone, yes.
That was also a very pretty game. I believe that was for the SNES as well, which had the same type of kind of drawing and pushing the
yes,
the
and you jump between panels.
Yeah, that was a great part.
It's really good.
That game's on here somewhere. I'm sure the list will give it to us soon.
Ooh, list. Please, if you can hear us, list. All hail the list.
All hail the list.
Please give us Comic Zone.
Yeah, it's also another hard game. Like, I want to play it, but damn, Comic Zone was hard too.
All the games back then were.
Yeah, anything like pre-2000s, like, you can take your Dark Souls and keep it. Those games are easy, comparatively. In fact, it was one thing I was playing these games thinking to myself, there's one aspect to this that you have that is very Dark Souls-like. I had to learn the patterns of the levels instead of just exploring them.
Nice.
So because there's some bits where it's jump over this, grab that, and if you don't remember it, you're going to get hit by one of the bad guys and you're going to lose everything. So
a lot
I thought
of people,
the same thing.
No thanks. A lot of people are just saying this game is like Dark Souls because it's hard. But no, that's not what makes Dark Souls so special. No. It's a part of it, yes, but I do think learning these levels, learning through loss, is a big part of this game as well.
Yes. And like we said in the past, games needed to last longer than a week back then. You didn't have the money to buy 3 a week, 4 a week, 5 a week. They were expensive, so they really made games kind of tough.
Yes.
So that it would take you time. You'd have to achieve that ending.
If you were good enough, you could finish the entirety of Earthworm Jim in 3 hours, I think.
Yes, if you were good enough, yeah, no doubt.
I don't think anyone's that good.
No. There's no way somebody picks up this game brand new and gets it completed in, say, a week.
Oh, jeez.
Granted, depending on how many free time you have and the like, it gets a bit of a loaded.
I get it. Unfortunately, the performance for this game just isn't. It used to be good, but it's just not been modernized or made to work on modern machines.
Like I said, that's annoying. That disappoints
me.
It
really is annoying.
Did that
so which influences its value for money because being 12, $20 on Steam.
Yeah, it's
that has an impact. It's a bad port. It's not worth the money. This game is worth a lot of money, but
yes.
Not if it's gonna give you performance issues, which it is gonna.
So go look for the. It came out on a few consoles back in the day. It came out on the Genesis, the SNES. There was a version for Game Boy, but I don't know if it's the same game or not.
I don't know.
So I don't know that, and I feel like. Did this come out on the Sega Saturn as well?
It came out on the Sega CD. I'm not sure how Sega's consoles work.
Yeah, and they also change depending on which region you are.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it does. It's granted in England it's the Sega Mega Drive. In America it's the Sega Genesis. They're fundamentally the same thing.
All right. It's already confusing me.
Yeah, no, it did come out on Sega CD. Okay, that's cool. So there were lots. Look at those versions if you've got one of the older consoles and stuff.
Yeah. Preferably the special edition one.
Yes, yeah, exactly right, because it's got remastered music and it sounds like a jam.
Yeah, and it's got extra levels, which is also nice.
Yeah, no doubt.
But
okay, go on.
Yes, let's score this game.
Let's do it.
for Earthworm Jim, we put on the ground, and then through a miraculous coincidence, our scores found a dormant supersuit that just fell through space. They climbed in and they morphed and evolved into the space fighting superhero score. Well, letter grade rating of B. Yes. 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 B.
Which is on the same level as Assassin's Creed Valhalla on our list. It's the same as It Takes Two.
Of course! It Takes Two, the perfect company for this game. It just switches up the gameplay. It's much better than people thought or remember.
Yeah,
I'm so happy. I would have given Earthworm Jim a B+ even.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's remarkable. It's always fun, like we said, that we can go to older games, and you always run that risk of, oh, I remember that being so much better as a kid. Like, oh, yeah, this is kind of boring now. But this game's still as fun. It's still as fun when you were 1, I was, I don't know, 6 or something, I don't know. And the idea that it still has that gameplay fun and excitement, even after 30 years, or how many years now, that amazes me. And it's always good to see those get like a good grade, because it just makes you go, wow.
I'm happy. This is one of the reasons I started this podcast.
It's true. It's to share it with everybody else out there.
Yes. To share it and just unearth more of these games. I know.
Exactly.
We've played Earthworm Jim a time back in the day and now, but please, give us more.
Yeah, more. No doubt. Especially ones like we don't know of, and then all of a sudden, like, whoa, how do we not know this?
That would be great. That would be great. We've got a couple of games coming up that I'm looking forward to, and I've not played. So hopefully those can be granted. The next one's not one of them.
Yeah. Hopefully. It's all down to the list. All hail the list. Yeah,
all hail the list. Excuse me, list. All hail the list. But thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Critical Arcade Podcast. If you'd be so kind to leave us a review, that'd be mighty kind. You could follow us on our social channels. At this point, I would just one. I don't even know. Threads even. Just follow. Just go check us out on Instagram. That's where we're the most active. But you could also, if you're not on Instagram, catch me on email, you boomer. I'm Nick. I'm Nick at criticalarcade.com.
And I'm Dave at criticalarcade.com.
Besides, for your email, Dave, where else can we follow you?
Well, I am out and about, but I do believe that I got really inspired by Earthworm Jim this time. So, last weekend, when I was just playing around in the garage, I decided to set up a bunch of seesaws and put some cows on the end of them, and then see if I could hurl a cow into space. And guess what? I could, right? It's crazy. But I now have them falling down all around me. So, if you do try and come find me, you might be crushed by a cow.
Oh,
when I say might,
no.
I mean you will be.
You will be. There's no might. You will be.
And it's no fun, trust me.
Oh, have you been flattened by one of your launched cows?
No, I don't talk about it. I don't talk,
Okay.
We all
Excuse
know
me.
There's that,
I crossed the boundary right there. I apologize, Dave.
I've still got scars. I still hear mooing in the night. I wake up sweating.
Let's move on. We don't need to open some PTSD here.
That's very true.
Please do not follow Dave. You will be struck with the same fate. Rather follow us on Patreon for Critical Cinema and bonus episodes. There's a ton of cool free stuff. Not free. There's a ton of cool stuff on Patreon. How would you tell us, Dave? What have we got lined up? Oh, geez. What have we got lined up for next week?
I know. This is the list. Being it's the omnipotent being that it is.
Oh, list. Sometimes we get Earthworm Jim. Sometimes we get this.
I cannot say this without smiling. I know, going rosy in the cheeks a bit scared. The next game the list has given us to play is Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball. Which I think neither of us have ever played before.
No.
I know I remember seeing it on the shelves for kind of the obvious reason as a teenage boy.
Thank you, List, I guess. Thanks.
Yeah. I like volleyball, I think.
Do you like extreme volleyball? Do you like beach volleyball?
I liked Dead or Alive for reasons I'm sure most people know. So
Check in next week for an episode on Dead or Alive. Extreme beach volleyball. We'll see you then.
Cheers.
Cheers.